Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about how most people set themselves up to fail as we're getting into the new year and looking at goals, what you want to accomplish, next steps for you, your health, everything else. And a lot of times you're not taking into account some really important information when you're setting these parameters, right? So I'm going to be talking more about, because I did a video on being gluten-free and dairy-free, all that stuff. I'll be doing more stuff like that over the next week or so. But I did want to touch on this as we're getting into New Year's time, that type of a thing, just because it's so important. And these are really key things to keep in mind. And this gives you a few days to kind of let it marinate and go over. Also, if you're wondering, I know you're wondering, right? This is my new sweatshirt. So excited. So excited. So here's how most people set themselves up to fail, right? How you're typically setting yourself up to fail. You're going to start a new program. You're really excited about it. You're like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And the tough thing is that you're usually following some type of guideline, right? Like, I'm going to do this and it's going to be 30 days or, 60 days or, 8 weeks or whatever. I mean, great. I'm not saying that that's bad, right? But a lot of times you're pushing towards something and you're doing it as a race, right? You're like setting this timeline. I have to achieve 10-pound weight loss in 4 weeks. Yeah, okay, that's my goal. I'm not saying it's a bad goal, but is it realistic and is it reasonable for you? And or are you going to try and take your system through something that is potentially more damaging than helpful? This is where we get let off track, and this is where we do things again and again and again that are actually more harmful than helpful. More harmful for us, not only short term, but long term. I mean, I can't tell you how many women I work with that we have to repair metabolism. Like just about everyone. We have to repair metabolism because women have done things to ruin it. So, if this is you, if as I'm talking through these things and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, this is me, I need to work on this more. Our 12-week challenge is full. But I do have opportunities to work just one-on-one with me, and you can learn more about that in the comments below. So you can click on that link and get on the wait list for working one-on-one. Now, again, this is where people set themselves up to fail. And again, my example is, I'm going to do this like 30-day challenge, this 4-week challenge, and I'm going to get this 10-pound weight loss, all that other stuff. Okay, again, not that that's bad. But is that something that's reasonable and a reasonable expectation for you? And is that process going to actually be helpful short-term and long-term and healthy for you all the way around? So the first thing to consider is your health history. Is your health history set up for you to be successful or not, right? Do you have hormone issues? Right? Do you have hormone issues? Have you been, under any pressure lately? Adrenal fatigue, right? Has your cycle been irregular? Have you been having more hot flashes? All these other things, right? If your hormones have been out of line, to do something and push for 30 days can actually be more hurtful to your endocrine system, to your hormones, and can mess up your cycle. And to not have support longer than that is really hard on your system, right? Do you have any other illnesses, injuries, surgeries, things like that that could be a factor in this as well? Do you have any autoimmune issues? Things like that. Your overall, constitution plays a role in how well, how healthy you are overall to how well your body can go through a process like this. What are your stress levels? Seriously. What have they been for the past month, 3 months, 6 months? Are your stress levels to a point where you can push yourself and physically stress your body more and it's going to have a positive impact versus a negative? I can't tell you how many women that I work with that they're like, yeah, I've been under so much stress and all these other things, and then I tried to do this thing and I did this really restrictive diet and I did this, that, and the other, and it's actually more stressful, which sets them back. I had a gal that I worked with, this was just a month or so ago when we got started, and she literally had been gaining weight and eating less. She went from 1,800 calories to 1,600 calories to 1,400 calories to 1,200 calories, and when we got on the phone, she was eating 1,000 calories a day. Because every 3 or 4 weeks, she kept dropping back. And she's like, I'm working out 6 days a week, all these other things. I was like, okay, are you working out or are you just like going through the motions? Like, is it a good workout? She's like, no, I'm totally exhausted. But I just try and get an hour on the treadmill and all that. I'm like, holy lady, no, stop. We have to do a whole reset for your system. And she had a really high stress job. And she's like, well, yeah, I don't even have time to be tired. And I was like, okay, yeah, your system's about to crash and burn. And the thing that's keeping it together is that it's literally storing everything that you eat. Even though it's only 1,000 calories a day, it's storing all of it. So that's a process to turn around, right? So taking into account your health history. If you have been under a lot of stress, if you have hormone issues, if you have an autoimmune issue, thyroid issue, whatever that is, just putting a really harsh deadline, timeline, this is what I want to accomplish, 10 pounds in 4 weeks, and that's it. That might be, it's great to shoot for that, but to expect your system to just do it is really harsh on your system because it's not ready, right? And what I describe is this is like everybody else, it seems like this, everybody else is at the starting line, right? There's this race. This 4-week challenge, everybody's going to do it. And I want to lose 10 pounds and all these other things. And everybody else is at the starting line, right? They're all ready, crouched, ready to go. January 1st is going to come around. The gun's going to go off and off we are to the races, right? And you think you're on that starting line. You think that you're right there with everybody else, but you're not. You're not. If you have hormone issues, you might not even be on the track. You might be on the sidelines. You might be outside the track in the bleachers. Yeah, if you have other illnesses, things like that, you're in the parking lot. You're not even close. You're in the parking lot. And if you have all of these things, you're a block down the road. You're still circling. You're still trying to find a parking spot. You're not anywhere near there. And everybody else is off to the races. Now, it's not to say that you can't get to that starting line. It's not to say that you can't get there and be at a point where you can really start a process like that. It's just that a lot of times we're expecting our systems to already be there and they're not. And to respond like you're at that starting line. Like everybody else is responding. But you're not there. You're not there. So keep that in mind. Yes. Mm-hmm. And again, this is another piece of this. You have a high expectation in too short of time. I want to lose 15 pounds in 4 weeks. Now, is that technically possible? Yes, of course, right? But what is that gaining you? And what is the rush? Where's the race? Where's the fire? Why does it have to be that certain deadline? You know what I mean? So often we push our bodies to achieve this certain number on the scale by a certain deadline, and it actually causes us more harm 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, versus being helpful for us right now, right? Your health is cumulative. Your results are cumulative. So if you have done this, up and down crash dieting, and I'm talking about over the course of the past 10 years, it is not helpful for your health overall. And so often being put on have this pressure of like, you want to do this. Oh, right. Yes, I get it. I totally get it. Right? I get it. We all want that result yesterday. I wanted to fit in those pants yesterday. Mm-hmm. Right? Yes, me too. Me too. Totes. Yeah. But is that realistic? Right? I think the race sometimes causes more stress too. Yes, Katie. Yeah, totally. Totally. The race itself. You're putting this pressure on yourself. And then when you realize, I didn't lose, 3 pounds this week, I'm failing. Right? Yeah. And again, where's the fire? Who are you racing? How is this really helpful to you? Right? Your health is cumulative and everything is connected. So when I talk about, nutrition for women and everything else, and again, I have my books, The Female Fat Solution, Female Menopause Solution. These are on Amazon. And a lot of people get thrown by this actual title, right? Because I'm not just talking about ways to just burn fat. I educate so much on female physiology and how to work with your system and set reasonable expectations. Everything else. I don't even think I'm in the same state as the race. Right? But it feels like that, right? It's like you're like, oh my gosh, you got binoculars and you're like, I see him. The gun went off. There they go. Look, everybody else is getting good results. Oh my gosh, look at, they're amazing. And you're like, good for you. And you're like, nope, right? How do you get to the starting line? You get better sleep, right? You work with your stress levels. You work with your hormones. You decrease inflammation. You make sure your gut is working well, right? You work with all these systems of your body. Make sure you have better energy. You make sure all these other systems in your body are functioning and working like they should. I'm doing like crazy things with my hands today. Just put them away. Tuck them away. That's how you make sure that you can actually get to the starting line. Otherwise, trying to force your system to just drop weight, it's going to resist it every step of the way. And I'm sure you're like, yeah, duh, I know. Yes. Hello. Right? Work with your system. So expecting too much in too short a time. And it's not that you can't achieve it at some point. But again, where's the fire? Who are you racing? Who are you racing? Right? It's incredible to see yourself in a different way. I'm not at my goal weight, but I can't tell you how much better I'm feeling in so many ways, especially sleep. Yes, right? Especially sleep. And that's so valuable. That's so valuable. When you're sleeping better, feeling better, everything shifts and changes in your body. I mean, your immune system works better because you're sleeping. Health and healing happens faster. Sleep. I'm like spitting all over the place. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm like so excited. I'm just like spitting everywhere. I'm gonna have to wipe up the floor. Okay. Anyway, so expecting too much in too short a time. And then the last piece here that people do not take into account is, and that sets you up to fail. And again, these are things that we cover. These are things that we work on because this all plays a role. But your lifestyle and life cycle. And I'll explain these. Lifestyle, home life, what you currently have and what you want to have at home, right? Like for me, I have 3 children. They're 14, 12, and 10. And I live in Minnesota, and so they have not really gone back to school. They've been home since March. It's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're fine. It's fine. So there's certain things with my lifestyle that it is what it is, right? I love my husband. He's a wonderful man, but he's a brick mason, so he leaves and goes to work on job sites every day, and I am working from home, and the kids are home. So I have been able to make sure that I'm doing other things to manage my stress on a daily basis and everybody else's stress on a daily basis. This is the lifestyle piece that a lot of times we kind of forget about. Like, I'm going to do it like this, and I'm going to be really rigid in how this is set up, this program, this way of eating, da-da-da-da-da. And again, it's not that that's bad. It's, does that actually fit with your lifestyle? Is there some type of merge or blend that you can do? And this is the thing that I do when I work with women. I make sure that meals that I recommend, nutrition changes, all these other things, they are part of your lifestyle. They are great for a family. They are great for, other people in your household. Otherwise, it's not realistic to say, oh, eat a salad every day, all day. We all know that as a parent, right, if you have restricted calories or you get tired, you don't sleep well, do you feel like you're the best mom in the world? No. Does that make you motivated to keep going on a plan or program longer term? Even if you lost the 10 pounds, if you feel like crap, if you're grumpy at your kids, you're not going to stay on a plan. Oh, I pushed myself, I cut my calories, I lost 10 pounds in a month. Great, yay me. I feel good for the next week, for week 5, because I can fit into these pants, but I'm exhausted and I'm crabby and I'm yelling at my kids more. You don't like who you are then, you're not going to stay there. I see this again and again and again. And again, if you're like, oh my gosh, this is me, I need help with this, in the comments, you can click on that link and get on the wait list to work with me more one-on-one. But this is a big, big thing that I customize for women. And again, I work with women. This is my specialty. And women are the caretakers. We run households and things. And so whatever we do has to fit in with your household. It cannot be cookie cutter. It cannot be just like this. Otherwise, it's not going to last. It's just not. Yeah. There's some comments. I don't want to miss them. Sleep would be amazing. Yes. I had COVID, too, and I was able to recover quicker than viruses in the past. Yes, sleep and nutrition. Yes. How did the rest of Wonder Woman 84 go? Katie, you're so funny. She's saying something because this is the third day that we're watching Wonder Woman 84. Because they ask questions. Who is that? Who is that? Is that the bad guy? What's this? What's going on? And then it's not the same kid. It's like different kids commenting, asking questions, where it's like, I don't even know the storyline now. I don't even know. Maybe that's the bad guy. Maybe that's the bad guy. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. When is this set? Is this the 70s? Oh my God, it's 1984. She just said 1984. Oh my God. It's just my evening adaptogen drink because of the stress. So great. This is how I'm staying sane. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. Anyway, so that's a lifestyle piece. The last thing I wanted to talk about was setting yourself up to fail is your life cycle, like the stage of life that you're in. And again, we have to realize that as women, we go through so many different phases of life. In fact, in my book, The Female Fat Solution, I have a whole chunk at the end of it. I call it the 7 bodies of Eve. And it's because you go through different bodies in your lifetime, right? Men don't do this. But when we go through this, like pre-puberty, puberty, right? If you're an athlete, you have a different body, fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, after kids, right? Perimenopause, menopause. There's all these different bodies that you're living in. So where are you? This can be like, how old are you? But also, how many kids have you had? Are you in between kids? Are you nursing, right? All these things matter. All these things matter. Your lifestyle and life cycle are really important to take into account when you're looking at a program, when you're looking at improving your health. Because if you're not taking these things into account, it's not going to work for you long term. It's just not. You can stick with something for a short period of time and then nothing after that, which means that you're only getting a benefit for a short period of time. Again, is it bad to do? No. But how is that serving you 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road? Because your hormones have a life cycle of 12 weeks. I mean, that's why I have a 12-week program. Because what you're doing today is going to impact your hormones 12 weeks from now. Why is it that long? It just is. I don't know. I didn't make the system. I'm just here to tell you about it. I should watch Wonder Woman by myself. I think I'm going to. I'm gonna have to. Is that wine and you're calling it adaptogens? I could. It's not. This is adaptogens, electrolytes, mangosteen juice, a little bit of a liver cleanse. Yes, because it's at nighttime and I'm doing an evening liver cleanse. Right now, I'm preparing for New Year's. I like to be nice to my liver. And is that it? Yeah, that's it. So there's like 4 different things in here. I just like mix it up. It tastes kind of fruity. It's good. It's good. I like it. But the adaptogens, those are my adaptogens. And then I'll do my melatonin in a little bit and my whole nighttime routine to help me sleep. Yes. Again, little things that make a big difference to help me stay on track overall. Yeah. So this is the big piece about setting you up to succeed or to fail. And so often we jump into something looking at, oh, this is what I want to have happen. I want to lose 10 pounds, and look, I'm going to force my system to do it in 4 weeks. Okay, but who are you going to be in 4 weeks? Is that still going to help you? Is that still going to help you, right, beyond that 4 weeks? Yes or no? Can you just move in with me when I'm ready to do the 12-week challenge? Sure. Do you have quiet time during movies? That sounds amazing. You guys are funny. Yes. So this is the big piece I wanted to cover for tonight. So again, this week, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking more about gluten-free things, dairy-free things. Do I have to be dairy-free? Is dairy good or bad? I'm going to talk about soy and corn and lots of other food type things as we are looking at, foods and nutrition stuff for setting up for the new year things. So I got a lot of fun stuff I'm going to cover. So make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Beth Westy, so you stay updated on everything I have coming out, that you're following. If this is helpful, you can share it with other people that could really use this message. And then I also have a podcast called The Female Health Solution, where I talk about a ton of different info and cover a lot of different topics and have some great interviews there as well. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want me to do a video on something I've talked about so far. If there's something where you're like, oh my gosh, yes, do a deep dive on this, let me know. You can put it in the comments. Yep, no talking aloud. Yes, Carrie. Awesome. Yeah, and then otherwise, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you later. Bye.